We are Team OverSea, and we've been working on onboard video monitoring. Our sponsor is Mark Zimmering from the Nature Conservancy, and our team comprises of 4 people, Shafari, myself, Angela, and Oasis. Over the course of the past 9 weeks, we've interviewed over 30 people, stakeholders in this sector. We started off looking at how to use AI to compress and analyze recorded data for current electronic monitoring systems. But we ended up by this week looking at how to improve fishery species identification as well as weight assessment for bottom trough fishery in Columbia River area. This is our team profile. And our business model canvas for the first week was focusing on how to develop a product that will provide customers the ability to effectively analyze data from electronic monitoring using AI systems to eliminate huge data and save time and money. But by week number 3, we realized that we were actually just focusing on the solution without having a good understanding of the problem we're working on. Our MVP did not really evolve much between week 1 and 3. But what we realized was that the solution was too broad and we needed to zero in and focus on a specific problem and also specify the solution to tailor that particular problem. By week 4 and 5, we started looking at, okay, how can we apply EM to monitor bycatch? And our focus was to, at this point, track certain fish and use EM to track certain fish and bycatch and prevent illegal fishing. What we really came home for us at this point was that we realized that our solution was not going to be taken up by our potential clients. And at this point, we decided to switch.
For weeks 6 to 7 and 8 to 9, we really focused on what we wanted our EM system to potentially solve, whether we wanted to use it just for compliance monitoring or if we wanted to use it for fish identification. And we decided ultimately to develop an AI system that can detect catch weight and identify species. Another key learning from week 6 of our exploration, our customer discovery, was the quote from Julie Bonney, where she says that that EM is used for different purposes depending on different types of fisheries and region regulations. So it's not one size fit all. But right now they're still in the early stages of just testing EM systems for compliance monitoring in order to meet the government regulations, not so much looking at other tools that EM could make. In order to get a better understanding of what we're really working with, we had to take a look at the current EM monitoring system with the observer on board. So initially, fishers leave the dock with observers and video cameras on board because they still have 100% monitoring regulation. Then observers gather the biological data and track their compliance. Observer data and video data is sent to a third-party data processor, and then the processing company checks with fisher logs to see if everything matches up. Finally, the data is stored for up to 1 year, which is something that a lot of the people we spoke to had issues with, wondering where that data was going, who had access to it, and who could use it. So that was another hurdle for us throughout this. So our mission model canvas changed after speaking with these people, because we were able to identify our key activities for what kind of data set we needed to gather in order to do the fish identification. And we really got a better idea of the key partners we had. We decided for a value proposition to maximize catch instead of just for the compliance monitoring.
Throughout our journey here, we had a really confusing beginning, and then from week 4 we started to get a better understanding of what we were doing. So towards the beginning, we we tend to look at
You talk
how
a
we
little
could
bit
implement the
louder?
system rather
Is it
than
tad louder?
the problem. And then week 4, we started to focus on the problem itself. This is our pipeline for our future OverSea system. So first, this is the implementation phase of the actual camera on the vessels. And then next we have, we program an AI model, which would observe the camera data, and then it would calculate the weight and species based on the data. And next we would put the results into a certified log. So maybe a database, a local database would make it so that would work. And in the future, what we could do is reuse that data to use for the AI model to improve in the future. So our competitive landscape is as follows. So onto our final MVP. So this is our up-to-date product that we came up with throughout the quarter. And so this is a software application which supports existing EM systems by recognizing catch weight and species counts for rockfish and English sole fishery. It generates real-time log with data to display info about closeness to IFQ quotas. And there's possibilities of our model with upwards of 95% accuracy. So that's really important to the fishers. The higher the accuracy, the better their results would be.
So for our business solution, what we have is about $5,000 to $10,000 in installation fee for the fisheries that we would be doing this for, which is the rock and English sole fisheries in the Columbia River region. And this is an emerging leader region in EM usage, and it's also a steadily growing industry. So we estimate that we'll be able to slowly increase these costs of our system as it's being adopted. And we're also doing a service to fishers by eliminating the cost of an observer for them, which is about $560 every single day. So our next steps would look like having to develop the software and do a proof of concept that this is going to work, and getting VC funding for our project. Thank you.
I am Shafali, and I'm a second-year computer science major.
Hi, my name is Moises, and I'm a third-year computer science major.
Hi, my name is Angela, and I'm a third-year TIM major.
And I'm Abel, and I'm a first-year master's student in coastal science and policy.
Thanks for joining us in our customer discovery. Our customer discovery has evolved drastically since we first started working on this project. We started out in weeks 1 through 3, mainly focusing on a problem rather than a solution, and then we shifted in weeks 4 and 5 to target fishers wanting to reduce bycatch. Then we shifted again in weeks 6 and 7 to focusing on preventing illegal fishing on fishing vessels. And finally, we, in weeks 8 and 9, identified our problem and found our niche in catering to fishers who are using EM systems currently who want to manage their proximity to IFQ quotas.
Over the course of this class, we were able to conduct multiple interviews with people all over the fishery space. Early on, we were surprised to learn that the major challenge would be to incentivize fishers, not the actual technology implementations. Most of our beneficiaries echoed that the primary objective of EM in its current state was for compliance monitoring. While we considered many different regions of interest for a solution, after speaking to multiple fishery managers, we discovered that many regions either did not have advanced enough video monitoring systems in place to implement software, or that the fishery itself lacked sufficient data for the identification tools we wanted to implement.
Our initial aha moment is actually laughable because it was in week 5 when we learned that we didn't have a clue of the problem in which we were providing a solution, and that we would need to specify a fishery and region where to try our solution, and that would require us to have incredible amount of data set, which we didn't have. We also learned that our initial primary beneficiary would not be interested in becoming a long-term customer, so we pivoted to partnering with electronic monitoring equipment manufacturers and compete with electronic monitoring distributors. Looking back, it all seems obvious, but every step we took led us to realize something we didn't know, and it was worth it.
One of our key activities in OverSea is mainly centered around development of the software application, information gathering in relevant industries, and networking with future clients and mentors. One of our biggest struggles in this process is to collect enough data to train our system. But during this time, we got the opportunity to partner with organizations to use their datasets, making our process that much more efficient. The functionality of our product imitates the activities done by onboard observers on vessels. These functionalities include identification of fish species and its weights, which generates logs for review. These data points gathered by our system can validate, maintain, and improve our AI models, making inference better and better as time goes. Furthermore, we needed more information about the process and execution of software integration in the EM systems. And many organizations responded with much positivity and many opportunities to show them a working product in the future.